Switching gears just a little bit to the mounting legal woes for Sean Diddy Combs, whose homes were raided on Monday by Homeland Security. Investigations that are alleging that he has some sex trafficking claims.
So the bombshell allegations only intensified throughout the week. Here to weigh in on the downfall of a hip-hop icon once again, defense litigator Ari Aramesh. Thank you, Ari, for coming back in. We talked to you the other day. We're going to get into the correlation, I guess, between some of the civil complaints and criminal complaints when it comes to it. But I did want to ask you, since we've seen all the pictures of the alleged mule in this case, right? The hoodie on, going in and out of custody. And then we heard from Diddy's attorney saying this is a witch hunt for him. Do you get celebrity treatment in this case? So, for example, in this case, could you see a lot of people maybe go down, but then Diddy survives it?
Every time you have the possibility and the luxury to afford good lawyers, you're going to get better treatment. Let's just face it. It's not about being a celebrity or not. He can afford very good counsel, and being able to afford good counsel is going to, open up a whole host of options. So now, let me back up a little bit. What his defense attorney said the other day about this raid being a military-style raid, not so. I mean, this is typical defense attorney stuff, trying to spin a really bad news day. There's evidence and there was intelligence that people in the house had guns. P. Diddy himself, Sean Combs, has had a history of accusations of violence and so on and so forth. When you go in to enforce and to execute a search warrant, you have to be careful. And that's why law enforcement has the freedom, has the luxury, has the ability and the authority to go in with force. They brought with them, many armed agents, Homeland Security investigation agents, and also with armed vehicles. Guess what? They did find weapons on the premises in both properties. Now, they could be somebody else's, they could be legal weapons, whatever it is, but there were weapons there. They got to be careful. They're executing a search warrant. What it is now, though, is that no charges have been filed against Sean Combs yet. So he is not a criminal defendant yet. We have to see how things develop. And again, I like a country where the wheels of justice move slowly. That is we got the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, the Eighth Amendment against harsh and cruel punishment. You have a whole host of amendments in this Constitution. They're not to protect. The idea behind it was this: you'd rather have someone who's guilty but getting all the benefits of the doubt than going too fast and putting someone in prison who is innocent. That is a crime of
Yeah, look, I want to talk about that, Ray, just a little bit more. So they were actually looking for certain evidence to use in their investigation. What may be something that they could find that could be used against him? Videotapes,
and videotapes. Okay. We saw there were three civil lawsuits against Mr. Combs. First came about last year in 2023 by Ms. Ventura, talking about sex trafficking, sexual assault, and actual physical assault. Another one came about a couple months later, again in 2023, by someone who claimed when she was a young 19-year-old college student, he sexually assaulted her. And then the last one was by one of his colleagues, someone who worked for him, and this one was filed in February of 2024. He specifically mentions videotapes that Sean Combs and a number of his, let's say, co-accused videotapes, some of these sexual assaults, some of these sexual acts, and they brought in people underage, and these are all now, we have video evidence of it. Now, that's exactly why you want to hit both homes at the same time. You don't want to give them time to try to delete evidence, get rid of evidence, but videotape, it's very hard to deny that.
That would be the so-called smoking gun in this particular case.
It's going to be the smoking video, yes.
Yeah. So you mentioned the civil cases that are there. How much are criminal prosecutors looking at what's in the civil cases?
It is not uncommon at all that a criminal indictment develops out of a civil lawsuit. Now, let me break it down. A civil case is when you and I have a dispute. Now, let's say you and I have a dispute, you hit me in the face. I can sue you for damages. I can sue you for money. I can say you assaulted me, you battered me, you owe me $200. That's a civil lawsuit. You're not going to lose your freedom over it. But I can go to the cops, to law enforcement, and they can bring another case against you. That's called a criminal case. It's an indictment. And they say, you know what, people of the state of Maryland, people of the District of Columbia, people of the state of Virginia against Steve. And what happens? You can actually lose your freedom. So you got criminal cases.
So this is why I think that people got confused a little bit, because when you saw the civil case between Diddy and Cassie, and they were just like, well, they settled that right away, right? So done, but not so.
Well, when you file a complaint, a civil complaint, you are verifying that these facts are true, or upon information and belief these facts are true. If you are a law enforcement agency, local, state, or federal, and you're taking a look at this this civil complaint that alleges sexual assault, that alleges the presence of minors, that alleges a sex trafficking, you better look into it. And what you do is you do a little investigation. You go to a magistrate judge or to a judge, get a search warrant, and exactly what happened here. So if you're involved in a civil lawsuit, talk to a lawyer. If you have a search warrant against you, talk to a lawyer. Again, and I always tell people, if police officers could do something, they wouldn't ask you for permission. Can I take a look at your house? If he could, he wouldn't be asking that question. If they have a search warrant, make sure that search warrant is valid. It has to specify where they're looking at, what they're looking for. It has to be valid. What are the challenges that a good defense attorney would bring against this search warrant would be to fight the validity of this warrant. Chances are it's pretty valid, but we're going to see what happens.
And we don't know yet, but there is the chance that someone like Diddy, in this case, could incriminate themselves just through the civil process. As
Highly likely, and it happens, especially when people don't listen to their lawyers and like to go on TV and talk.
Long way to go on this one for sure, right?
Yeah.
Ari, thank you very much for coming in and sharing your expertise with us. We do appreciate it. And of course, we'll stay on top of the story.